best. When the toilet backs up and floods your bathroom in the middle of the night, you need Cleary Plumbing. When a pipe leaks in a spot impossible to find, you need Cleary Plumbing. If you need 24-hour plumbing service anywhere in Palm Beach County, you need Cleary Plumbing. Cleary Plumbing offers upfront pricing, and we're so confident our service is clearly the best. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. ClearyPlumbing.com. That's ClearyPlumbing.com.
Clearly the best.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
Hey, we are back, and I hope we've got Chris on the phone right now from Cleary Plumbing. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Oh, wow, I can hear you fine. You know, I was just telling our last guest, you see all these news shows, and they're all reporting from their houses, and they lose connections, and I've been so worried about this, but you sound good.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So tell me, I mean, first of all, you have one of the largest plumbing companies in South Florida. Are you guys open though now?
We are open. You know, it's kind of been a crazy kind of process as far as, you know, how are we going to stay open? What's the process going to be as far as making sure that we're staying safe, both for our employees and for the customer? So, you know, we've had to really kind of buckle down and get some new, you know, protocols and procedures in place to stay open, to make sure that, you know, we will stay open so none of us catch it, because, you know, if one of us catch something, you know, like the COVID, then, you know, we're out of commission. So, yeah, we've been very safe.
Well, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Tell everybody about Cleary Plumbing.
So, I mean, we're full residential and commercial service. That's 100% what we focus on. So we specialize in that. We train on that on a daily basis. So, you know, there's nothing that we haven't seen. You know, no plumbing issue is, you know, no two plumbing issues are the same. But we like to think that we have the experience to really kind of understand what's going on and provide solutions.
And do you offer emergency service too?
Yep, we're even right now we're still 24/7, and we're offering that. And again, we're not doing any emergency rate fees or anything like that at this time either.
Well, you know what? I heard somebody today. Now they were talking about restaurants, and they said that now, when this is all over with, you might not go to the best burger place, but you're going to go to someone you trust. And it leads me to my question now, when your guys come out to the house, do they have masks and gloves and things like that on?
Yeah, so we've been taking this very seriously, and we're kind of like promoting this and things like that. But yeah, our guys are coming out to your home with gloves, masks, booties, and even we have full body suits, believe it or not, for even some homes. And we're still doing some, you know, business service type things too. So, you know, in some of those places, you got to be even safer. So yeah, we're doing all of that stuff, and we're making sure that we're asking the right questions too to homeowners, making sure that it's going to be a safe you know, work.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For them and for us, yeah,
works both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know my wife, I mean, if someone's coming out to the house, that's the first thing she says is, are you going to have gloves on and the mask on? And she won't even let anyone in the house unless they're suited properly.
Yeah, and that's completely understandable. I mean, we're trying to get to, I shouldn't say we're trying, we are doing kind of the no-touch service interaction. So, you know, even payment and stuff like that, we're doing credit card payments over the phone, or they're you know, they're talking it, you know, they're saying it to us and we're entering it. So there's literally no interaction as far as touch-wise, which has been good.
Well, I know you charge a minimal service fee to come out to diagnose an issue. Are you still doing that during these times?
We are not. You know, we're in this together, and we feel like, you know, we are an essential business. So, you know, luckily we are still working, and we're thankful for that. But we understand other people are not. and just kind of show that we are in this together. We understand. We've dropped all of our service fees completely.
Wow,
And,
good
we're
for
coming
you,
out
man.
there really
That's
to
great.
serve. Yeah, it's been good.
So now are the phones ringing still?
They are. I mean, again, it goes back to the same question as far as people are wanting to be safe.
Because you're an essential
So-
business.
Yeah, sure. And that's exactly right. So, people are kind of putting some things off on the back burner because, it's not a necessity right now, but we are getting, emergency calls and leaks and things like that still. So yeah, the phones are definitely still ringing. And it's a kind of a blessing that they're still calling us and they trust us to come into their home at a time like this.
You guys have been around for a long time, and people know the name Cleary Plumbing. What kind of calls are you getting now?
Yeah, so the absolute biggest one we're getting right now, and it's mostly because everyone's staying home, is stoppages. A lot of clogged toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, things like that. And, the biggest thing is, everyone's home. So people are flushing and using the bathroom a lot more often. So, it creates an issue.
I just got a text from somebody who wants to know what is the best bowl brand name to buy.
So there's a few different brands that have great toilets. So they all have different technology as far as the way they flush. But a couple brands like American Standard, Champion Pro. So that's the brand, and then the model, and then the actual style of the toilet. And then the best toilet probably still on the market today is Toto Drake. It's been around forever, but it's still one of the best flushing toilets there is.
Well, we just moved into a new house. The house isn't new, but I mean, it's new for us. And I was shocked that it's a push button now. No more handle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two push buttons.
Yes. So those are great because one, they conserve water. So it's mostly for a 1 or a 2, depending on what you're doing in the
Right.
bathroom. And they're great, so you're conserving water. The only drawback to those is you got to be careful. If you're doing a number 2, you got to make sure you push the right button.
Oh. You know what?
Yeah,
I didn't even look to see if there was a number on there. But then again, I've had stoppage myself personally. No, but no, that's good to know. Is that how a lot of the new toilets are now? A push button?
Yeah, either push button or really it's just lower gallons per flush. So, everyone's going to a better flushing toilet, like we just talked about, and then just less gallons per flush to really just save. I mean, the old ones used to be 3.5. They have toilets under 1 gallon now. So it's pretty crazy.
And you know what? I was just thinking what you said. Everybody is home all day long, and the first thing that people are buying at the grocery store is toilet paper.
Yep, absolutely right.
So is that a lot of the stoppage that you have, or is it more through the sink?
Yeah, it's actually both. People are, the good thing about this, and, we kind of go back to our roots as far as us all being quarantined and spending time with our families, which is amazing. So we're doing a lot of, family type events, I think. And so we're doing a lot of eating, a lot of family time evolves around cooking and eating and things like that. So, we're having, kitchen sink stoppages. And then of course, the toilet stoppages are just because, a lot of usage. And then wipes, they sell products now that the brands say that are, you're able to flush them, but I can tell you from experience and from a professional opinion, they are not to be flushed down the toilet.
Wow. I just got another text from somebody. They want to know that they said, I've heard that if you've cooked in oil, that you're not supposed to put the grease down the drain. It stops the drain up. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. So, yeah. So what happens is you think about grease. Grease is, of course, liquid. It's hot when you're done with it. And then the moment you flush that down the sink, it gets cold, the temperature, goes back down, and what happens is it solidifies. So it becomes very solid, and then it clogs your pipes up almost immediately. So, if you have a 2-inch pipe, the more and more you use of grease, it solidifies, and that 2-inch pipe becomes a 1-inch pipe. So yes, that's a big, big no-no.
Wow, so that is true. Thanks for that question. Hey, if you have a question for Chris, the show is live. We are actually live. We're not doing like a lot of these shows are. They're all taped. You can give us a call here at 888-565-1470. This is Chris Cleary with Cleary Plumbing. So, Chris, now you do commercial work too.
We do.
And what kind of calls are you getting on the commercial end?
So, it's, the essential businesses are still running. So, it's mostly emergency stuff. You do have some restaurants trying to, do delivery or curbside. So they're still running too. Like the question that was asked before, restaurants and things like that, they're notorious for grease. So we get a lot of stoppage type calls in the restaurants and because of the grease. Because they do flush them down the sinks and even the floor drains and stuff like that. So that's a major common thing within the commercial service.
Yeah, if you've seen some of the stuff they've scraped off those grills, you would understand that.
Absolutely.
And they had that little hole that they shove it all down in, and you go,
Yep.
Does that ever get stuffed up?
Yep, that usually goes in the floor drain.
So now, is there anything now while people are at home? Is there anything people can do now, since it looks like it's going to be weeks now, maybe even months now that we're going to be at home, that they can do things that might prevent them from calling a plumber?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is, the most common items are again, the toilets and the usage of the sanitary type stuff. So really just watch what you flush. Your toilet will flush as many times as you want it to, so you don't have to flush it all in that first flush. So, things like that. Just be very cautious of what you flush down the toilet, what you flush down the drains as far as the kitchen sinks and things like that. That's the biggest thing. And then leaks, things like that. Know where your shutoffs are. Know where your valves are in case you do have a drip or something like that. You might not need to call us right away. You might be able to hold off on it or something like that. Times are tough, money is tight. So just knowing your plumbing system and knowing where your shutoff valves are, it's very key and important.
In Coral Springs, for some reason, we are having a lot of lines that are breaking. People out there that are laying, I guess, pipe or whatever they're doing, and they're cutting. Our water was cut off in our complex. What is going on now? Who has time to work now? What are they doing?
Yeah, so a lot of the utility type companies, not so much like your electric and stuff like that, but a lot of like the Comcast. I won't say any of their names, but a lot of the the internet providers and things like that, they're running optical cables and things like that, and they're not getting the proper no cuts or the marking of what's in the ground, and that's a common problem actually, where they do penetrate water lines or sanitary lines, and then you have those issues what you're talking about.
Well, Chris, we're going to go to break. Give everybody your phone number.
It's 561-790-1956.
And give them your website address, too.
ClearyPlumbing.com.
Easy. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we've got more about plumbing with Chris Cleary of Cleary Plumbing.
Clearly the best.
When the toilet backs up and floods your bathroom in the middle of the night, you need Cleary Plumbing. When a pipe leaks in a spot impossible to find, you need Cleary Plumbing. If you need 24-hour plumbing service anywhere in Palm Beach County, you need Cleary Plumbing. Cleary Plumbing offers upfront pricing, and we're so confident our service is clearly the best. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. ClearyPlumbing.com. That's ClearyPlumbing.com.
Clearly the best.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert Show. I'm host Steve O. We're on every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7. We have experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Of course, show right now is home improvement. We have Chris Cleary with Cleary Plumbing. And we also know that we get almost a whole new audience after about the first 15 minutes of the show. And so you might hear some questions that I've asked already, but I want all of our new listeners to hear this. So I wouldn't even think that a plumbing company would even be open now, or they would have a lot less, service people, but you are open.
Yep, we're open, and again, we're staying safe. We've staggered the schedule as far as when our girls are coming in and answering phones, to limit the interaction. And even our guys are getting dispatched from home, or if they are coming to the shop for material, they're coming one at a time, and again coming in staggered schedules just to limit that interaction. So it's almost sad in a sense, because we're not getting to see our employees and our team members that we see on a daily basis, just because we are, trying to be as safe as possible.
What about supplies, Chris? Are supplies hard to get now?
Yeah, so some supply houses and distributors and vendors have shut down or limited the amount of runs they're doing. So we kind of prepared for this a few weeks ago. We are literally almost a supply house right now. We've bought pretty much everything we could buy.
Very
so
smart.
We could stay in business.
Well, I like this new thing because it's not a big fee. You normally charge a minimal service fee to come out, which I don't blame you, to diagnose the problem. But you are actually dropping those fees while this is going on now.
Yep, we're dropping it. It's like I said, our normal minimal fee was $49, which was minimal. It did include home inspections, free home inspections, and things like that. But again, we're all in this together. We'd hate to have to, we don't want you to have to call us, but of course we thank you for calling us if you do have an issue. But we want to make that, as less of a burden as possible, so that the fees are being dropped.
Hey, Chris, how air conditioning company? We have a air conditioning company that is an expert on our show. They have a service. They come out 2 times a year, to check everything. Do you do that in plumbing?
We do. I mean, AC people understand. An AC is a very expensive item, so they get why maintenance is so important, especially in Florida when you get a no cool and and all of a sudden it's hot. So they understand that. But for plumbing, it's very essential also. Things like water heaters. They do need to be flushed yearly, and just a checkup. Just like you go to the doctors. Getting a good clean bill of health is just peace of mind. And then we may catch something that could have turned into something worse. So yeah, we do annual inspections. We do water heater flushes, and we actually do camera inspections too if you have a clean out. So we do that.
Do you get involved in, the houses that were built before 1972? They used a different type of pipe that.
Yeah.
What is that work called?
They used cast iron is
cast
the main
iron. That's
type.
right.
Yep. Correct. Yeah. We do. South Florida, there's tons of beautiful old homes. And that is definitely a common material used back in the day. And we definitely deal with those on a daily basis.
How does someone know if they have a problem when it comes to that? First of all, their home has to be, earlier than 1972.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, the most definite and 100% kind of you're going to know what's going on with your system is doing a camera inspection. And that's going to allow you to see everything, and the things you're going to be looking for are, with cast iron, they rot away. So a lot of times the bottom of it rots out. So you're going to be looking for things like that. You're going to be looking for scale buildup. So things around the side of the pipe. And then you're going to be looking for, simple things also that it's draining, that it's not holding water. So a camera inspection will see all of those things.
Now, not every plumbing company does that type work.
No, they don't. And the other thing is, it is expensive equipment, and there's definitely some training that goes along with using that equipment. When we find something in a person's home, not only are we able to see it, but we're also able to locate it and pinpoint it exactly where it's happening. So, which is helpful also.
Okay. Now, again, we were talking about this earlier in the show. I think this is so important because, I mean, this virus is on the tip of everybody's mind. And I keep thinking about my wife that if someone's coming out, whether it's the pool person, no matter who it is, I mean, she's going to give them the what. Are you going to be wearing gloves? And we talked about this. So all of your service people who come out, they wear everything.
Yes, they do. And it's a kind of a no questions asked. We are definitely doing it. And again, like we talked about previously, we're asking the right questions also. If the customer's traveled or if they're feeling sick, or they have any kind of symptoms, that's something that unfortunately we're not going to put ourselves in that situation either, as far as going there and making it a bad situation for either.
Well, I
party.
finally broke down, Chris. I don't know if you're like me. I finally broke down and go, I got to wear a dinky mask. I felt like an idiot, but everybody's wearing them. You get dirty looks when you don't have them. Now, do you ask the owners of the house to wear a mask?
So we definitely ask if they will be wearing them or things of that nature. But mostly it's, would you like us to wear them? This and that. And for us now, it's not even a question. We're just wearing them. And I think people are welcoming that. The first week or two that we did it, some customers were like, oh, you don't have to do it. I think just and then now it's very welcoming. They feel assured, like you said, they feel safe. So now it's been a good thing.
I guarantee you that will pay off in the long run, because I know with my wife, boy, she questions them, and I'm sure you get the same thing when people call up.
Yeah, for sure. They're asking, a lot. I would say probably half the time now, a customer is asking those specific questions. Are you going to be coming out? Are you going to be masked? Are you going to have gloves? As they should be. So everyone wants to stay safe, so those are legitimate questions to ask.
What's so strange as I was going, now Chris is going to be coming on. I mean, a plumber. What are they going to do? But you are considered an essential business.
Yep. Yeah, and thankfully, I mean, you were talking to Marlene about the the loans and stuff like that, and it's a scary time, and we are a family-owned business, and we've grown substantially over the last few years, and we have a lot of great team members, and we want to keep them working, providing for their families. So yeah, it's nice that we are essential, and it's nice that we are able to keep working.
Is it going to be hard, Chris, to gear back up again when this is all over?
So, I mean, I hate using the term, business as usual, because it's not.
Yes.
But we are trying to, act as if, our supplies are still, here. We're still doing our procedures. We're still doing those type of things. The interactions aren't as frequent with our team members. The trainings aren't as frequent. But, we're doing a lot of the same things that we do on a daily basis. So I have a feeling, and I'm hopeful that, we will just, swing back into things and everything will, kind of go as usual.
I tell you what's so important about a show like this is you never know when you're going to need a plumber. I mean, and it always happens at the worst time. And with a show like this, we're giving you an expert in plumbing, so you don't have to Google somebody and hope you're getting somebody good. What areas of South Florida do you cover, Chris?
So Palm Beach County, Martin County, and we do a little bit of Broward County.
Okay. So when you say, because we cover Broward County, when you say a little bit of Broward County, how far do you go?
So yes, the north, just the very north tip of Broward County, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Kind of, we don't really have like a specific area. It's kind of just like just south of the Delray, and the right into Broward County is kind of the where we go.
So would you go into Coral Springs?
Yeah, we do Coral Springs. Yep, we do.
Deerfield?
Yep, Deerfield. Yep.
Okay. Because it's amazing, especially when it comes to a plumber. It's usually a leak, and like we talked about, it's backup, and you rarely ever have to use a plumber, and you're like, who do I call? And that's what's so great about a show like this. So I hope everybody is writing your name and your phone number down. Give them your phone number again.
It's 561-790-1956.
And we talked about, we have a few minutes left, we talked about, because someone wrote, which turned out to be a great question, is about the grease in the pan and not pouring it down the sink. Tell everybody again what that does.
Yeah, grease is one of the worst things you can put down a drain line. Again, it's going to solidify the moment it goes into that drain because it's cooling off. And remember, you have a trap underneath the sink, and what that does is it holds water for odor, for rodents, all type of stuff. It prevents a lot of things. So the moment that thing solidifies, it's clogging that trap and then moving further into your drain, and which is just causing basically a stoppage. And those are tough ones to clear. I mean, even with a snake, all you're doing is putting a hole through that grease. And usually other measures are needed, like a little light jetting and things like that, to really remove that grease. It's even worse than food and stuff like that.
Well, Chris, I see why your company's the best. Give everybody your phone number again.
It's 561-790-1956.
And your website?
ClearyPlumbing.com.
I love doing the show with you, Chris. You'll be back again next month. We'll do more of this. Everybody have a great weekend. Happy Passover, happy Easter, and we'll be back again on Monday.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574-6999 to become one of our experts on the show. And tune in again next week for more Ask the Experts with Steve-O. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or